Okay, guys, anyone has anything to ask before we start our this experiment? So last class we started, right? We discussed about the aggregate shape test. So anyone has any confusion in that? Anything want to ask? Yes, others? Okay, so if no one has anything to ask, then maybe we can start in this lecture today's experiment. Okay, so I have to check chat box also, right? Because everyone is writing in the chat box. Okay, so basically what we started, so in this lab experiment, that is civil part, will be first few experiments will be related to the aggregates properties. We'll be identifying the which aggregates are suitable for the construction and all, right? So for that we started last experiment, that the aggregate shape test we performed. So in this test, in this experiment today, we'll perform another properties of aggregate, that is the specific gravity and the water absorption. Okay, so this is also very much important properties for the aggregate before using our construction purpose, because if aggregate consumes more water, it absorbs more water, then what will happen? You will find the buckling and all will be happening in aggregate. So it will agree the concrete will expand and all. So before using the aggregate for construction, we have to check the quality also, right? If the aggregate is consuming more water absorbed, it consumes more water, or if the specific gravity of aggregate is also not too low. Because normally, right, we when we do the analysis for concretes, when we find it out, so how concrete is made, do you have any idea? So we discussed that in the last class. Basically sand, cement, and aggregate we mix with water, and then we ultimately make the concrete, right? So again, for the concrete, you can make it in many proportions, right? You can mix two proportions of cement, one proportion of concrete, one proportion of fine sand, or maybe like in many proportion you can mix these four ingredients and you can make your concrete. So now, how did you choose that whether I should add 1% of aggregate, 1% of one part of concrete, 2 part of cement, and 2 part of sand, something like that? So how did you finalize? So in that process, basically we use some formulas for which is derived based on physics. That there we need the specific gravity of aggregate. Okay, so that's why in this today's experiment we will be performing the two properties we will be finding out for aggregate. One is the specific gravity of aggregate, another is the water absorption, like how much water aggregate absorbs. Okay, so I'll share my screen. I'll play the video, similar thing what we did in the last class also. Yeah. So first it is 16 minutes video. First you watch this video, then I shall explain if you guys have any doubt in that. Okay. So I am just playing the video. So before that, everyone please mute yourself. Uh, okay, mute everyone. Okay. Okay, so I'm playing the video. So just watch it, then I'll explain again the processes. Welcome to engineering measurements class. So in the last experiment, we have performed the aggregate shape test. So in this experiment, we will be performing the aggregate specific gravity and water absorption. So as we discussed in our last lectures, that for the construction purpose, for the civil engineering constructions, we use aggregates extensively. Either it may be concrete beams or concrete columns or concrete slabs. In many places actually aggregates are used extensively. So before using the aggregates, we have to understand the properties of aggregates thoroughly. So that's why we started. We discussed in the last lecture, that is aggregate shape test, using the flakiness and elongation index. We have find it out whether the which type of aggregate is suitable for the construction or not. So in this present experiment, we'll be performing the aggregate specific gravity and water absorption test, because when the construction happens, what will happen is when the rains and all everything happens in a structure, the aggregates try to absorb the waters from the outside. So if more water is absorbed, then what will happen? Aggregates tries to expand and also many other issues will come. So before using the specific grade of aggregates, we have to understand whether the water absorption is too high or too low, or what could be the specific gravity of aggregate. All these things are very much essential to understand. So let's get started of this experiment. So aggregates are normally formed by disintegrating of rocks, disintegrating of igneous rocks. Basically, when you break it into small parts, we get the aggregates. So that's why the size and shape of aggregate will be in different order. We saw in the last experiments also that some aggregates will have larger dimensions, some will have smaller dimensions, and the shape also is not uniform. Aggregate won't be rounded in nature, it will be in some other shape, either it may be long or short or whatever, it may be some random shape, it will be aggregate shape. As the size of aggregate is also varying, so we have two methods basically to finding out the specific gravity and water absorption of the aggregate. So aggregates above 10 diameter size will have one category, and one method is used to find it out the specific gravity, and aggregate less than 10 diameter size will be using this method. This method is called pycnometer method. So you can see this type of box, this type of bottles are available in our lab, and this type of bottle is called pycnometer. So it will have different mechanism. Simple type jar type bottle will be there, where you have a holder and this conical type shape, some lid will be there. So, and at the top also, here if you see, there will be a hole, 6 hole you can see there. So at the top you have small hole, and this is the actual setup of pycnometer. So using pycnometer we can find it out if the aggregate size is less than the 10 diameter. So if aggregate size is more than 10 then we can't use this method. So we have to use some other method for that. Even the sand also comes under aggregate. So normally we use sand also for our aggregate, for our construction purpose, right? So that concrete is made up of sand, cement, and the aggregate, right? And water. We mix these four ingredients together, and then we make our concrete paste. So that sand also comes into aggregate, but that we call it fine aggregate. So aggregate is basically two types. One is coarse aggregate, which is higher dimension, and smaller dimension we call it fine aggregate. So even for the sand also, we can find, using this pycnometer we can find it out the specific gravity and water absorption of sands. So the procedure will be same. So whatever if the aggregate size is less than 10 we can use this method, pycnometer method, to find it out the specific gravity and water absorption. So our objective of this experiment is to determine the specific gravity and water absorption of aggregate. So the apparatus required to perform this experiment is, you can see, we have balance is required, and then sieve, and these are the pycnometer actual setup, and then you have the hot air oven. So in the last lecture you have seen that we have used the similar setup, but that time additionally we used the elongation and flakiness index apparatus also. So in this so here we use hot air oven extensively for to finding out the water absorption also we are finding out. So in that case hot air oven will be required, and then aggregate also is the sieve also required to sieve the aggregate. So we'll be only using less than 10 size of aggregate, so that's why sieve also required, and the balance. So now the procedure is, at the beginning first we will take 500 to 1 kg of sample, then we will pour it in the pycnometer, and then we'll find it out the weights and all. So we'll see, and this is the observation chart. Basically we have to find it out. So basically we have to measure these four quantities: A, B, C, and D. What is A? A is the weight in gram of the saturated surface dry sample. So the saturated surface dry sample, that we have to calculate it out, which is A. Then B is weight in gram, the pycnometer or the gas jar containing the sample and filled with distilled water. That will be our B. Then we have C is weight in gram pycnometer filled with distilled water only, and D is the weight in gram of oven dry sample. So what we have to do is, first we will take surface dry saturated soil, saturated sample. So and then we fill this aggregate into the pycnometer, and remaining portion of the pycnometer we fill it with water, and that will be our second measurement B. And C is, now we'll remove all the aggregates from the pycnometer, and only water will fill it entire pycnometer, that will be our reading C.
And then we have the D. D is the weight of oven dry sample. So we'll keep our sample 24 hours into the oven, and once it come out, then we'll find it out what is the D. So basically these four quantities we have to find it out in experiment, and at the end we'll find it out the specific gravity, apparent specific gravity, and water absorption, these two quantities, using this simple formula. You know, right, what is specific gravity? So specific gravity is basically weight of, unit weight of a sample with respect to the unit weight of a, for that water. So same volume water, if we get it, then we'll get the specific gravity. Similarly, you have the water absorption also. Water absorption means how much water the aggregate has absorbed, so that also we can find it out using this formula. So now at the end, now we'll post our final outcome, whatever we got it, the individual mean result. So we'll perform 3-4 times the experiment, and we'll take the average, that is mean result, whatever we get it, and we'll post it out. That is our final value for specific gravity. So typically the specific gravity of aggregate lies between 2.5 or 2.6 to 2.8, in that range. So let's see how much we get in our course aggregate sample. So now we are going to our civil engineering lab to perform the experiment. So now we are into civil engineering lab. So for the apparatus required for this experiment is sieve. So sieve, we have used two sieve, one is 10 mm and 2.36 mm. This is the glass bottle pycnometer, and then we have aggregates, and the water bottle is also required, and the balance and tray is required. So these are the apparatus, and air oven also required for that. So now we place the sample, aggregate sample, into the top sieve. So top sieve is 10 mm diameter, whereas the middle sieve is 2.36. So we are collecting the samples which is passing through 10 mm and retaining on 2.36 mm. So now you can see these are the aggregate is more than 10 mm. So we are just taking them out, and we are just only collecting those who have retained in 2.36 mm sieve. So now we are taking 500 gram of aggregate which is retained on 2.36 mm sieve. So before collecting 500 mm, make sure that you set 0 reading in the balance. So now we are taking exactly 500 gram of aggregate into the tray. So now we are placing these aggregates into this pycnometer. This bottle is called pycnometer. So now we have to soak these aggregates for 24 hours into the water, because we have to test it using only surface dry condition. So we are placing all the aggregate samples into the pycnometer, and we'll fill it with water and keep the sample 24 hours in the laboratory, and after 24 hours again we'll start our experiment. So now you can see, now we are filling these aggregates, we are immersing these aggregates into the water. So this aggregate will be in rest for 24 hours. So after 24 hours, now we just removed the water, and we made it dry, surface dry condition, and we measured the weight. So as you know, aggregate has absorbed the water, because it was 24 hours, it was submerged in the water. Now the weight has increased. Now it is 508 gram. Now 8 gram has increased in 24 hours. Now again we keep all these aggregates into this pycnometer and fill it with water, and you can see we are filling this pycnometer at the top, up to top hole of this pycnometer, so that in this pycnometer only water and the aggregate are present. So make sure that the water level is filled from the top conical part of the pycnometer. So now we are taking our first reading. This is 1.814 kg. That is the weight of pycnometer plus water plus aggregate, which is our reading. So now next we are removing the water and keeping the aggregate for the next 24 hours in a oven dry, because we are measuring the water absorption of aggregate also. So now water is fully saturated, not water, the aggregate is fully saturated now. All waters are absorbed in the aggregate. Now we will dry this aggregate in an oven for the next 24 hours, and we'll find it out how much water is absorbed by the aggregate. That will be required to find it out the water absorption test of aggregate. So now we just taken out the sample in a tray, and the water, excess water, we just removed it, and this aggregate now we are placing it into the hot air oven. This you can see is a hot air oven. We are keeping the aggregate in the hot air oven for the next 24 hours, so that all the water gets evaporated and aggregates will be in dry condition. So now we set the temperature to 100 degree temperature, 100 degree centigrade, and it will be keeping our samples for 24 hours. So now it is exactly 100 degree centigrade. 105, sorry, 105 degree centigrade we have to keep. So in the meantime, now we are filling the pycnometer with water. Now this reading will take only with water. We fill entire pycnometer with the water. Similar process. Now aggregate is not there. Again we are filling the pycnometer up to the top portion of the hole. So now we'll take the measurements. This will be our third measurement. So till now we have taken two measurements. This is our third measurement. One is with the surface dry condition, what was the weight of aggregate, which we got 508 gram. Next, with the water, aggregate and pycnometer, last reading we got it 1.8 something kg, and this is our third reading where only pycnometer is filled with water, and we are taking the reading which is 1.5 kg, that is pycnometer plus water. So this is our third reading. Now after 24 hours, again we are taking out the sample. Aggregate was now dry condition, all the moisture has been evaporated. Now aggregate is completely dry condition. So now we will find it out again with this, what is the weight of aggregate in dry condition. That is comes out to be 488 gram. Now you can see almost 20 gram water has evaporated from the aggregate for the past 24 hours. So same, the value has been recorded in the lab manual. So now we got A, B, C, D, four parameters of the experiment. Now we'll calculate the specific gravity and all. So this is the specific gravity chart. You can see the main observation table where specific gravity is calculated using, see, formula is D by A minus B minus C, and apparent specific gravity is D by D minus B minus C, and same water absorption is 100 into A minus D by D. So we just plug in the values. A, we got it, is 0.508. A is the sample, that is the, after 24 hours we keep the sample in water, and then we remove the water. When surface dry condition, the aggregate weight is 0.508 kg. Now B is the weight of aggregate plus water plus pycnometer, that is 1.834. C is the pycnometer plus only water, it is 1.5 kg, and D is the surface dry, the 24 hours only dry sample, oven dry sample, that is 0.488. So just plug in the values A, B, C, D in the equations, and we get the specific gravity of sample, which is 2.804, apparent specific gravity is 3.1, and the water absorption of the aggregate is 4%. So the specific gravity of aggregates normally lies in between 2.6 to approximately 3. In that region, normally you will find in any aggregates are lying. And the water absorption is, in this case we got it 4%. So these values are very much useful to finalize these aggregates for the construction purpose. So for the design of civil engineering structures and all, the specific gravity of aggregate, water absorption, all these values are very much essential. So in this experiment, we understood the actual process of finding out the specific gravity and water absorption test. Thank you.
Yeah, so you guys understood the method here, the concept. So basically here we are finding out the two parameter, right? One is specific gravity and another one is water absorption of aggregate. Yeah. So basically we have used pycnometer method. So just remember this method is only useful when the aggregate size is less than 10 mm diameter. If you have more than 10 mm diameter aggregate size, then you have to use another method for finding out these two parameters. Yes, anyone want to ask anything? Yes, anyone has any question? Okay, someone has messaged. Sir, after how many experiments should we submit the record? Okay, record. So in the next Monday, we'll have exam. So we completed two experiments. So last class we performed shape test, and today we performed uh, this aggregate specific gravity and water absorption test. So next Monday we'll have small quiz. It will be conducted in LMS only. So 11:30 to 11:40. So 10-minute time will be given to you, and few MCQs will be asked. So and in that time only, so by next Monday you should submit both the manuals. Okay, so we'll be posting it in the LMS, that manual. Already I think video I already posted in the LMS, or if not I'll post it now. So next Monday we'll have small quiz of 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 MCQ questions, and based on these two experiments, whatever we performed. Yeah. Lab manual is not. Yeah, lab manual is I'll upload today in the LMS. So both the experiments manual I'll upload it. So regarding, apart from this, no operational issues, anyone has anything to ask about the technical thing, whatever we studied about this experiments, two experiments? Yes. So we use pycnometer, right? So in this experiment, using this pycnometer, basically you can find it out the specific gravity of sand also. So sand comes under fine aggregates. Aggregates are basically two types, right? One is coarse aggregate, another is fine aggregate. So coarse aggregate means like boulder sand, right? What we see in roads for road construction or building construction, large boulders that are coarse aggregate. And fine aggregate is which are less than 4.75 mm size, that we call it fine aggregate. Like sand also a aggregate, we call it fine aggregate sand. So using this pycnometer, basically you can find it out the specific gravity of sand also. Okay, so the procedure is same. So anyone has anything to ask, any confusion in that? Yes, the process is very simple. Basically, we have to find it out this four quantity A, B, C, D. What is A? So initially we have taken the sample, we sieved it, right? So 10 mm to 4.75 in the 2.36. So in that range, we collected the aggregate. We taken 500 gram of sample. Through balance we checked it, and we have taken the 500 gram of sample. Then we kept this sample under water for next 24 hours. So in this 24-hour, aggregate absorbed the moisture. So full water is absorbed by the aggregate. Then after 24 hours, we taken out aggregate from the glass jar, and we make it surface dry. So we just remove the water, and only the surface of the aggregate should be in a dry condition. So we keep maybe 1 hour in a normal air condition, and the surface of the aggregate will be now dried. So with this dry sample, now we measure it, and we got now 508 gram. So if you remember, we have taken 500 gram sample, but after aggregate was soaked into 24 hours in water, the weight has increased now. It is now 508 gram, which was our first reading A. If you recall, we have calculated, right? So in this chart, if you see, our first reading A was 508 gram. So now aggregate has absorbed the moisture, water. Now what is B? B is the weight of aggregate, weight of pycnometer plus water plus aggregate, right? So whatever 508 kg we got it, right? 508 gram we got it aggregate, that we are keeping it in the pycnometer and filling the pycnometer with the water, distilled water. Actually, we have to use the distilled water, although we have used normal tap water, but in actual experiment, when you do for real life experiment, that time you should use distilled water. So distilled water, you fill it, the pycnometer. So now in pycnometer, you have the aggregate plus distilled water, and fill the water up to that top portion of the pycnometer, right? And then find it out what is the weight. So that weight comes out to be B, and it is 1.834 kg. Then two measurement over. Now our third measurement is only with water. So now we remove the aggregate from the pycnometer, and we keep the aggregate into the oven for next 24 hours, because we have to find it out the dry weight. So we have to evaporate all the waters which is absorbed by the aggregate, and we have to find it out the dry sample. That's why we keep the aggregate into the oven for next 24 hours, and in the same time we fill the pycnometer with water, only distilled water we fill it, and we measure it. That is our C. So C is pycnometer filled with only water. Okay, that is our C reading. We got it something 1.5 kg. And then D is after 24 hours, you keep the sample in an oven, you take it out and measure it. How much is the water has evaporated? How much is the leftover thing? So that will be D. Okay. So these ABCD, once you got it, simply plug in these values, you will get it. What is specific gravity, which is for this our sample, we got it 2.8 something, and water absorption also 4% water has been absorbed. So how did you calculate water absorption? You understood, right? What is A? A is the aggregate filled with 24 hours. We keep it in the water. So aggregate is now, all the waters are inside the aggregate. Aggregate has absorbed the water, which is A. Minus D. What is D? D is the dry sample, right? And how much is the dry weight? So A minus D will give you how much water has absorbed by the aggregate. That is A minus D. By because we are finding out the percentage, how much percentage water is absorbed. By D is the what is the dry weight of aggregate. So this will give you the water absorption. Very simple formula, nothing complex here. Similarly, specific gravity also we know what is specific gravity, right? So that also we calculated. So mass of the particle by the same amount, same volume of water in the 4 degree temperature, that will give you specific gravity, right? So like that we compute all these two values. Yeah. So anyone has anything to ask? Any confusion in the process? Yes. Okay. Someone has written in the comment section. Okay. Quiz marks, how much? Quiz carries how much? How many marks, sir? Okay. Quiz will have total 10 marks, right? For the civil part will have 10 marks. So so each experiment will carry 1 mark. So tomorrow, no, sorry, yeah. So tomorrow we'll have, next Monday we'll have quiz. So we'll cover 2 experiments, right? This experiment and last class experiment. So the quiz carries 2 marks out of 100. So we may take up to 10 to 15 questions next class. That quiz may be up to 10 to 15 marks, but we'll scale down to 2 marks. Next, sir, do we have to write the record? So no need to write the record. Basically, the observation, the manual I will upload in the LMS. So just copy paste the manual content and make a table, observation table. And we have given you few demo data. So one data I have already explained in the video, and we will provide you few demo data also, and we'll make the groups also. Group wise demo data will be uploaded. So you have to take your data, whichever is uploaded to you, and with that data you have to calculate it, and you have to paste it in the Word, and ultimately you make it into PDF and send it, upload it in the LMS. So that's how it will. Sir, we need to write the record and send it to PDF. So that's so we have to do it in the PDF only. No need to write it in the A4 sheet. But the calculation will be different for everyone, right? Because we'll be giving you some demo data to everyone. So we'll be using your data and do the calculation observation part. Sir, is it different for each course? Different for each course means? I could not understand. So maybe in our next day we'll have, that EC, right? EC, electronics, mechanical you will have. So they will have their own experiments. Right? I could not understand the question here. Is it different for each course means? Okay, so anything want to ask? Oh, each branch, okay. Yeah, it is for all, right? Because this course is for all, civil, EC, everyone. So experiment is same. Yeah, so anyone, yeah, sorry. Anyone has anything to ask? Yeah, madam, you want to say something, Nisha madam?
Yes, actually, can anyone tell me why do we need to conduct all these tests? We have seen 3 tests so far. So like one is on water absorption. We have seen about specific gravity today, and in previous class we have seen about shape test, where we have seen about flakiness and elongation. Do you know why do we need to conduct all these tests? Anyone?
Yeah, you guys can unmute and tell also, no issues. No? What is it?
Please respond.
Okay, chat box actually we have to look then.
So actually I wanted to tell you one more thing. Like as sir have already, yes, exactly, quality of material. But see, one more thing is specific gravity here, whatever we are talking about, it actually gives you a rough estimation of the strength of a material. For example, like as sir has told you, many materials will be added in concrete, right? Starting from cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water. So each material, whatever you are going to add, we need a set of properties, to satisfy its requirement to be used in construction. You cannot use just simply any water for construction, right? That water has also some requirement. Similarly, any material like cement, aggregate, whether fine or coarse, we have certain specifications that are required, right? So since whatever concrete we are designing, that actually gives you some strength, right? It imparts strength. So all your structural strength is based on your quality of concrete which you are using. So in order to get a good quality of concrete, you need to use good quality of material. So this specific gravity here will give you a rough estimation of the strength of that particular material, how strong it is. The higher the specific gravity, the more will be its strength. For example, if you take rock specific gravity will start itself from 2.7, 2.8 to 2.9. Whereas if you take soil and all, it will be from 2.4 to in between 2.6 or 2.7. So likewise, your specific gravity ranges will be different from different properties. And secondly, water absorption. See, in concrete, like sir explained you have to add some water to that mixture, dry mixture. Like you are adding cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate. When you mix these three, it will be a dry mixture, right? So you need to add some water to it. So this water, what happens is it will react with your cement to give you some strength. It will harden, right? So what happens in that cement and concrete is there will be like a chemical reaction taking place, right? So when this aggregate or whatever material you are adding in concrete, if this itself is absorbing lot of water, then there will not be sufficient water available for the chemical reaction to take place with that cement. So what happens as a result of that, you will not get the complete chemical reaction to take place, and hence your entire strength of that particular concrete will be affected. So that's the major drawback, and that's what you need to learn. Like how much is a water absorption percentage for that aggregate? Usually some 20%, 30% for, depending upon the quality work for which we are selecting. Whether you are going with like heavy structure, important buildings, and whether you are going with only normal, residential building. So depending upon your purpose, your there will be certain percentages of this water absorption, right? Is that clear, guys, or you have any doubts?
These videos are uploaded in in your LMS, right? You can check your LMS account also. Someone has asked, please tell me the name of the YouTube channel. So YouTube channel is anyway, the same YouTube link is given in your LMS. So you just check it with LMS. Yeah, so anyone, anything to ask? No one, nothing to ask? Okay, then maybe we can close it off the session, madam.
Yes,
No one
sir.
has anything. So yeah, so just remember next Monday we'll have exam maybe for 10 minutes, maybe at the beginning or at the end, we'll think of, but we'll have a 10-minute exam which will be conducted in the LMS. So make sure that your LMS is also working fine. It will be MCQ question, 10 to 15 question will be given to you. And based on these two experiments, whatever today you have and last two, these two experiments will be there. And the overall weightage is 2. Maybe exam will be conducted for 10, but it will be scaled down to 2 out of 100. Basically, this will be 2 marks as a day-to-day evaluation purpose. Okay, and please try to submit the lab record also. We'll be posting it by today, I think, in the LMS. You can check it. So once you log in into LMS, you will find one folder with civil. So all the civil related stuffs, basically we are uploading it in that folder. Just if you open your LMS, you will find under civil one folder we created. Just hold on, I'll show it to you. Yeah, so in your engineering measurement course, I think electrical also you have like civil, all the civil related stuff, we are posting it inside the civil folder. So there you will get the first experiment already last class what we did, and this one is last class lecture video. So in this live class we are also recording right in the Zoom. So that link also we are giving. So in this class also it has recorded. So that link also you will get it. And materials also, all these things will be uploading inside the civil folder. Okay, so make sure that you open the civil folder, then only will get all the information. Okay, so anyone, anything to ask? No. Okay, then maybe we can close it up the session, madam.
Yes, sir. we can close.
Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.